What's up, people? I'm Bilal, and welcome back to Starfield, episode 4. In the last episode, we reached New Atlantis, we picked up a couple of side quests, and right now we find ourselves right in front of the lodge where the Constellation people will meet us, and this would be part of the main quest. So let's get into it. Okie
Captain, everyone will be in the library, just inside.
Okay.
If Barrett were here, he'd probably tell you that you're part of something bigger now, and he hopes you'll make this place your home.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna check out other areas first, though. Locked, it's locked. Requires key. Nowhere else to go.
Keep going on like this, and I'm banning wages.
Oh, this is Sarah. This is probably who Barrett was talking about. She's probably the boss. Is that her?
We appear to have a visitor.
Esco's no longer following
Welcome
me.
to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about. Would you care to tell us what happened to our friend? Why you're here and he isn't?
Well, she seems to know that... I mean, obviously we showed up in Barrett's ship, so she knows that he's not with us. Which is, yeah, narratively kind of weird. Yeah.
Very well. This is a private organization dedicated to exploration. Space primarily, but also anomalies throughout the settled systems. It's inherently dangerous work, so if one of our own doesn't show up as planned, then we tend to have questions. Speaking of which, where is Barrett?
Ooh. They just keep asking all... answering her questions with questions. Let's do that.
Sarah Morgan, Chair of Constellation. That means anything you discussed with Barrett is my business. Now, if you would please answer my question.
She's quite patient. Yeah, I'll tell you her.
I
I'll tell her.
see.
Yeah.
Vasco, verify.
All statements made have been factual.
This is just typical. Barrett hands over our ship and our robot to some random employee of that discount mining outfit he uses.
Walter.
And if we hadn't insisted on installing those emergency protocols, I guarantee you this rock breaker here would be halfway to Neon.
But that didn't happen. He's here with the artifact.
Thank you, Matteo. Now, let's focus on what's in front of us, shall we? What happened when it was extracted? Did anyone see anything? Hear anything?
Ooh. So, I mean, the game doesn't, like, differentiate between, like, detail questions and, like, questions that move on the dialogue. I'm guessing the ones at the bottom are more about details, so I'll tend to ask those first, and then, you know, these two seem to be, like, a choice, and this is detail. So I'll go with this
We
first.
think it's anyone else who pulls one out of the rock for the first time. Why? We're not sure yet. So if you wouldn't mind adding another data point.
Okay. I'll tell her.
Interesting. Similar to Barrett's description of the experience, with less embellishment.
Are you hearing this?
That's it?
Do you all believe me now?
Whether it happened or not wasn't in doubt. But honestly, country.
Scan 'em all.
Fairy tale.
If this is the greatest mystery in the universe, why couldn't it be part of the ultimate mystery?
But gentlemen, can we please focus? Noel,
Noel?
I think it's time we tested your theory.
Right.
Potato.
Let's see. We know the artifacts react to each other. The pieces we already have move when they're in close contact. Now, if we add this new one to the two we already have...
The artifact. If you could place it on the table here.
know what? I'm just gonna say this. This guy's surname is interesting to me. Alright.
That's it. Just
Two
like the
more.
others.
And to imagine, we thought there were only 2 of them at first.
Oh,
Oh
oh.
my god, that's it. They're reacting. Look at how it's coming together. That energy that's arcing between them, no manufactured material in the settled systems can do that. None of them. This proves that...
Easy, girl. Breathe. You'll have a heart attack.
She's not the only one. If they're coming together, that means there's a set.
Built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
Still 2,000 credits for our little wager, Godric?
You're on, Walter.
Well, if we had all the answers, it wouldn't be exciting. Now, would it?
Not to take away from the moment, but what are we going to do about our new friend here?
So, are you ready to get to work? See if exploration is the life you want to lead in this little universe of ours?
You want me in the Constellation? What does that mean? What's expected? How much do you know about the artifact?
Individually, they're just odd hunks of metal. Another oddity from the uncharted reaches of space. As to what they are, what they're building, well, you'll be part of solving that puzzle now.
Mm-hmm.
We're all here because we're committed to exploring space. Humanity may have settled the stars, but that doesn't mean we should stop diving into the unknown. Beyond that, you'll be expected to use your own judgment, just like the rest of us.
Okay. Very cryptic. Alright, I'm in.
You should take some time to get settled in. Introduce yourself to everyone. Some of our members aren't here, but you'll meet them soon. Come find me when you're ready. You and I are going to be doing some traveling together. Get your feet wet. And here, I think you've earned something for bringing the artifact to us.
Excuse me.
In addition to credits, why don't we set you up with a backpack with some boost capability?
Yeah.
You'll need it out in the field anyway. Just mind your head.
Level 3. Yep. Let's go. 8,000 credits. Large key. Cool. Nice. So we've got Sarah, we've got Neo,
Yes?
we've got Mateo, and we've got Walter. Yeah.
Well, I suppose
And
that's
Vasco. So that's like, that makes 5 human Constellation members. I think we heard somewhere that there's like 10 in all.
I am at your service, Captain.
Yeah, you are. I'm gonna see if I can open this door now. Yeah, I can. Open up all the doors. Oh, there's a lot of space in here. Oh, there's a bedroom. Very nice. Is this the bathroom? This is into another hallway. Hey, if I can take it, then I'm not stealing it, right? Report on Constellation. Following is an excerpt from news about the Constellation's near collapse. And although Constellation's relevance has been a subject of much debate among the New Atlantis intelligentsia, the disappearance of founder Sebastian Banks was a blow most felt the organization couldn't survive. In fact, Constellation's disbanding seemed imminent until member Chloe Bao changed her vote in the 11th hour, thus ensuring the group's continued operation at least for the time being, as well as her unexpected appointment to the position of chair. Chloe Bao. Okay, gonna keep that name in mind. Sebastian Banks. That's the main dude. I'm sorry about the reading as well. My throat isn't well still, and yeah, it's a little bit weird. So this is his Sebastian Banks' speech. That is why, my esteemed peers, I beseech you, do not forego the dreams of humanity only to plunge civilization into an endless nightmare. The settled systems stand once more on the brink of war. And for what? A dispute over space? The cosmos is infinite, and yet, like our Earth-born ancestors, we have become selfishly obsessed with what we consider ours. At our core, are we a race of conquerors? Of warriors? No, my friends, if nothing else, humans are explorers. Let us continue exploring. Now is the time to venture beyond the imagined borders of the settled systems and fulfill the dreams of humanity. For if we continue down this path, funding only war and not exploration, I fear there will be no one left to remember why we fought in the first place. Sounds pretty good, actually. Like, pretty logical. The Clark Lewis. I breached the hull approximately at 13:48 Seoul time, as expected. All internal systems were offline. Emergency power had ceased to function years earlier, so I was navigating the ship in 0G. Again, I expected that. Almost immediately, I started seeing the bodies. They were everywhere. The crew, the settlers, all of them drifting throughout the ship. What surprised me were the obvious variations in the causes of death. Those not in suits were frozen and fairly well preserved, and I imagined some of them actually asphyxiated. Others were emaciated, as if they had starved prior to death, and freezing. Others had substantial wounding, gunshots, stab wounds. I even found an arm floating among the debris, but not the owner of said arm. It was when I got to the engine room that things finally started to make sense. Due to my approach, I hadn't noticed it from the outside, but half the compartment was actually gone, completely destroyed. The helium-3 tanks had ruptured. Somehow. Sabotage? Faulty equipment? Wasn't clear. But the reactor was gone, blown into space. No helium-3 meant no jumping. No reactor meant no engines, no thrusters. That meant the Clark Lewis was dead in space. Forever. A few personal logs I discovered only confirmed that what I'd then assumed. Life on the Clark Lewis devolved over the course of the next few years. Some people starved to death, others resorted to violence and even murder. There was even something compelling, though unsubstantiated, evidence indicating cannibalism. For the settled systems at large, the disappearance of the Clark Lewis is a topic of urban legend, like Bigfoot or the Roanoke colony. Part of the myth held that the ship had made it to some Eden-like planet where the settlers had established a kind of utopia. It's a hell of a thing knowing something an entire galaxy does not. Holding on to a truth so terrible you're not even sure it should see the light of day. Chloe Bao's extensive 2282 report on the destruction of the Clark Lewis colony ship, which was reported lost in the year 2257, was the subject of much contention within the Constellation. At a time when space exploration was already on the decline, Sebastian Banks feared that the horrifying story of the Clark Lewis and its crew would prevent people from venturing out into the dangerous unknowns of space. So, Chloe Bao discovered what happened to the Clark Lewis ship and broke the legend.
How may I assist you?
No, just seeing how you're doing.
At present, all systems are functioning well within established parameters.
This is cool, man. Like, this is a nice setup they've got going. Ooh, what is this? Is this like a clock? It's interesting. Or is it a dartboard? I don't know. Just gonna keep exploring here. Oh man, this game has such good ambiance. I really like the lighting and oh, look at that. I mean, it's not ray traced or anything, but you know, it's still very well done with the lighting. Moby Dick, really? Call me Ishmael. Some years ago, never mind how long precisely, having little or no money in my purse and nothing particular to interest me on shore, I thought I would sail about a little and see the watery part of the world. And so continues Melville's classic tale of revenge and obsession, for a total of 341 pages. Nice. Alright, we gotta go talk to those people there. Just checking out the whole area. Ooh, a lab. I was wondering where something like this was shown. Desk assistant. What? I can take it? Okay. cosmetic sample bottle. What else do we got here? Plant planter, cosmetic supply box. Excuse me. Okay. What is this? Humidifier. Hey. Good. Pharmaceutical lab. Oh, crafting. Bandages. Mobilizer. I like how the packaging is like in those International Space Station food packages are like that. You see them on, you know, in YouTube videos and all. So you need fiber and sealant. Okay, so this is where crafting begins. I'll craft bandages. I think we can use them. Quantity, yeah, 3. Immobilizer. What does it do? Designed to provide rigid support to injured limbs. Used to treat affliction. Cuts and wounds. Yeah, sure. I probably should make these things. Probably come in handy. I mean, it seems like it's not just health that gets reduced. It's also afflictions, maybe even disease, broken bones. So, board game. Oatmeal. I mean, this is like invasion of privacy for the other members. This guy just comes up and like starts like detailed scanning their space, but it is what it is. Let's just get down here. Let's start by talking to
I know everyone's
Mateo.
excited by the artifacts, but we need to be as objective as possible and be aware of possible negative effects.
I know.
I've occasionally had my doubts about Constellation as an investment.
Oh, you're an investor. Okay.
Now,
This is all exciting, but
it's clearly
there's
money
really
well
a lot
spent.
of pressure on us, isn't there? We have to get this right.
Yeah, he's like the nerdy part. He's the investor. She's the leader, Sarah, and I can't quite figure out what Noel's role is.
Are you doing okay? I'm not sure anyone really asked yet. Don't want you to think we're focused on the artifacts and nothing else. You matter too. You've done something really significant bringing that artifact here. I'm Mateo, theological scholar by trade, but now, well, an explorer like you. It's really good to have you with us.
Theological scholar. Interesting. What brought you to Constellation?
Well, there was some overlap in interests. I'd spent years searching for religious relics from human history. I had made a really incredible discovery, only to lose it to a greedy corporation. So I tried to steal it back. In the process, I met Walter. Turned out he owned the corporation. After a long talk, we realized we had a lot in common, and I was invited to join Constellation.
Nice. So this like coin thing is probably his association with that theological organization? I don't know. What do you mean? What do you make of the vision I saw?
I'm not gonna lie, I really wish I could have seen this for myself. It's hard to judge otherwise. Both you and Barrett saw something. I don't think that's a coincidence. Did it feel like it was trying to tell you something? I don't want to necessarily use the words divine revelation, but you know, if the label fits.
Well, yeah, I mean, he does think it's a religious experience. Probably. Yeah, this is what I would say, personally.
That sure lines up with everything else about these artifacts. It's all connected. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. We just need more data, which means more artifacts.
Alright.
Second one was on Kazal, buried, the same as the one you found.
But the first one, right under our noses for years, sitting in storage, masquerading as an oversized paperweight. Can you imagine potentially the greatest discovery in human history collecting dust?
Okay.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you, Mateo. Talk?
Well, I suppose calling you a rock breaker may have been a bit out of line.
Yeah. Ooh, do I want to piss him off?
I am sorry I besmirched your chosen profession and made assumptions about your character.
That's better.
My frustrations lie more with Barrett. Not the first time his shenanigans have jeopardized one of our ventures. Not fair of me to take it out on you, especially since it would seem he made the right call this time. So, let's start over, shall we? Walter Stroud, CEO of Stroud Eklund, member of Constellation, and oft-times grumpy old man. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Ooh. Glad to be here.
By the way, in addition to a place to stay, the lodge has a wealth of modification and research equipment. Spacesuit customization, pharmaceutical manufacturing, testing alien substances, the whole thing. You can even fashion industrial pieces for large-scale projects, if you don't mind extracting a few raw resources from a nearby planet, that is. I'm a fan of self-reliance, so I encourage you to make use of the tools we have to build what you need.
Craft or modify an item? I mean, we did craft bandages up there. Complete a research project, okay. What kind of company is Stroud Eklund?
Me? Why, I'm the wallet. Someone has to fund all this, and all my success in business doesn't mean much if I can't put it to good use. I don't pretend to have the daring of Ms. Morgan, or the smarts of young Mateo, but I can make sure that they have the resources they need. And, as you've now seen, those resources aren't being wasted. We're onto something big here. Up until very recently, I'd likely have dismissed it as, I don't know, hallucinations. But now, I'm not sure what to think. I don't suppose you have a history of this sort of thing, do you?
No, I don't. This is like sarcasm.
This? Or anything else? You'll have to forgive me. I don't know you as well as the others here. If you weren't so new to the group, I might already know the answer.
I'll go on.
Yes, I imagined as much. Barrett expressed something similar, in his own unique way. I'm no scientist. I leave that to the likes of Barrett and young Noel there. But I think we can all agree there's something unusual going on here. Frankly, this is the most exciting thing that's happened in years. We're most well known for ship manufacture. No expense spared. If you want the best and can afford it, you choose Stroud Eklund. Unfortunately, our success means you'll sometimes see Stroud Eklund ship modules on less than reputable vessels. They covet them. The bastards. I've tried to convince the United Colonies we can help in that regard, but they're married to Deimos Star Yards, and those old salts are stuck in the glory days. Funny thing about companies, you build one sturdy enough, it doesn't need you there all the time to prop it up. Stroud Eklund functions quite well on a day-to-day basis, leaving me time to devote to more esoteric pursuits. For years, I was captivated by the writings of Constellation's founder, Sebastian Banks. I finally decided to do something more than admire from a distance, and so now I call the lodge home as much as anywhere else. Funny thing about companies, you build one sturdy enough, it doesn't need you there all the time to prop it up. Stroud Eklund functions quite well on a day-to-day basis, leaving me time to devote to more esoteric pursuits.
I think I already selected that, right?
For years,
Yeah.
I finally decided.
Alright. Thank you, Mr.
Until next
Stroud. Let's go talk to Noel.
That was intense, wasn't it? The artifacts, I mean. Sorry, this must all be a little overwhelming for you right now. I guess a lot overwhelming, now that I think about it. I'm Noel. It's really nice to meet you. And thank you for bringing the artifact to us.
The lights are a bit distracting behind you, Noel, but I guess that's the angle we got for this conversation. How long have you been working?
Well, Constellation's been around forever, more than 50 years now. But we only became aware of the artifacts recently. Barrett discovered the first one about 2 years ago, right under our noses. And he was the one who got this all in motion. It's a shame he isn't here to see this.
Yeah, he just decided to stay with the mining colony. I mean, couldn't, like, Constellation send another worker person instead of, like... I assume Barrett, being a scientist, is very important to, you know, Constellation, so why don't they just send in a replacement?
Oh, right, that. If we're approaching this rationally, I suppose we'd call them visual and auditory hallucinations. What you perceived as lights and music could be overloaded neural input, your brain's attempt to make sense of something, an energy surge, some other phenomenon. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of people report in these situations. I'm not saying you didn't really see anything, just that it's really hard to determine after the fact. That's okay. Now that this has happened to both you and Barrett, we can know to maybe expect it in the future. Be a little more prepared. We're all in this together now, right? Of course. There's plenty of planets out there that no one has ever set foot on, and everything we learn about them is valuable. We have a board where we post anything specific we're looking for. A type of alien flora or fauna, or a planet with a specific quality, like if it's primed to have life but doesn't yet.
Alright, the mission board seems to be like a quest giver. For your side quests.
Oh gosh, no, I mean that's flattering, but really, we're making this up as we go. Until you arrived, we only had the two, and the vaguest sense that there was something more at work. There's still so much we don't know, and that means a lot of work ahead of us.
Yeah, sure, help.
Well, right now nothing's off the
Being
table.
offered.
Metallurgical analysis, chemical composition, I'm looking at everything. One thing I'm really trying to improve is my overall database of xenobiology. I don't know if it will help in this case, but the more we know about, well, everything, the better off we are, right? Speaking of, if you're gonna be out there looking for more artifacts, you're bound to come across some interesting specimens. Anything organic, I'd be happy to take it off your hands.
Interesting, okay. Yeah, how would that help?
I can't be certain that they will, but more data points are always a good thing. I don't want to rule out anything that could provide a breakthrough. And if it sweetens the deal, I can pay. Pretty well, too. Walter's pockets may not be bottomless, but they are pretty deep.
Oh, we did scan some things, but I don't know.
Great, let's see what you have.
Oh, yeah. So we just sell these and they're used in crafting too, so I don't know, I'll use this. Maybe 2 of these. I don't want to sell everything because I think I might need these to craft other things. I don't know. Too new to all of this, man. Yeah, Sarah said something
Planning
about
on
a
sticking
room.
around then? Good. I think we can find a spot for you. And along the way, I can give you the very abbreviated tour.
Oh, we're going on a tour now. Okay, so we'll come back and talk to Sarah later.
What can I help you with?
Or we talk to her now.
So,
Hey, have
are you ready to get to work? Or was there something else?
Guess it's been a while. Why?
Not much. But you've seen them for yourself. It doesn't take a lot to realize we're dealing with something extraordinary. Just what that is, we'll have to figure out. It's what we do. I don't know what you've heard, but I can imagine. First of all, I think you can dismiss any stories about us no longer existing. I don't believe in smearing our name everywhere we can. Exploring the universe, charting the unknown, that's what counts. Besides, having a little mystery gives us room to maneuver. A fixed reputation could fence us in a lot of ways. We're explorers. Humanity has always hunted for knowledge in the unknown. We just take that a little more seriously than others. We were founded decades ago by a man named Sebastian Banks. He wanted a small group of people from all corners of the settled systems dedicated to the biggest question of all. What's out there? These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel.
Alright, I'm not gonna
Maybe
say I'm
another
ready.
time.
I'm gonna go take the tour. Noel?
I hope Barrett makes it back to it. Stay safe, okay?
Yeah, come. Give me the tour. Wasn't that an activity? Where's the missions? Activities. Check out the Constellation. Okay, let's check out the mission board.
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available to you.
Yeah, where are my quarters? This is owned. I think I probably bugged the game out by exploring on my own. This is also owned. This is also owned. That's the bathroom. Excuse me. It's the lab. Is there another crafting table here? This was the pharmaceutical table. Is this mine? The layout's a bit weird, it's a bit confusing. Oh, no, this is...
We've always considered ourselves explorers, but this really is uncharted territory, isn't it?
Okay.
See you later.
Let's check out our skills too. Of course, I gained a skill, but I want to see. It's all a little bit confusing in how quests are tracked. These two are outside. Mission board is I want to show on map. There's no local map. Alright.
I am at your service, Captain.
Whoa, a bunker? Weapon workbench. Spacesuit workbench. Industrial workbench. Pharmaceutical lab. Cooking station. Mission board. There we are. Whoa. Locate solar storm seasons in da-da-da. Locate gaseous font. Okay. I'll pick one of these up, I guess. Piazzi, sure. We're looking for experienced explorer to locate a planetary gas from Piazzi systems, surveying multiple planets within the system. Surveying multiple planets. Survey. And survey. Okay, I'll just take one of these right now. Mission to locate a planet trait is the most challenging survey mission. You need to search an entire solar system for a planet that has the right target trait. Locate planets in the target system that have traits. This is indicated in the bottom of a planet's info card on the star map. Unsurveyed planets will have unknown traits. Good. Let's see what the workbench is like. Create basic manufactured components which can be used for building structures on your outpost and crafting mods for your weapons and equipment. The raw resources used for manufactured components can be acquired from planets and moons by starting an outpost and setting up resource extractors. Okay. Created from fabricators. So later on we will be able to create fabricators. Alright, so these are all like base building. Constellation pack. These are modifiers, right? Constellation pack, plot 1. Hazard protection, oxygen reserve. Extra capacity. Okay, so I don't really have polymer right now. This is the thing I'm wearing. Well, I need a lot more equipment or components before I can do all these things. Weapon workbench. Wow, that's a lot of modding options. I might actually go check these out in detail offline. Maybe a little bit offline, a little bit online. So if I craft a weapon, bandage now, does that finish that quest? Maybe not. Cooking station, what do we got? Alien Jerry, alien sandwich. Another outside area. Guys should go and talk to Sarah. This doesn't have any markings, but it's right here. Gotcha.
Hey, we're just at the beginning of this mystery, and you're going to be there for it.
I'm ready.
We're going to be doing some old-fashioned detective work. The artifacts are relatively inert once they're out of bedrock. That means people can pass them around, not even knowing what they are. I've been letting my contacts know to be on the lookout for strange metal objects. Get back a lot of noise, usually, but a tip from the UC Vanguard sounds promising.
Okay.
We have to assume that we're not the only ones to have stumbled into this mystery. But most people aren't going into space looking for the unknown. They're looking for places to settle, resources to extract, territory to defend. An odd-looking rock or a single strange hunk of metal wouldn't mean much to them. That's why Constellation exists, in a way, to put pieces like this together.
What's the United Colonies?
A volunteer force that helps defend the edges of United Colonies space. They're always looking for recruits. Lots of retired veterans and dangerous professionals mixed in with part-timers who barely have a laser cannon welded to a hull. My contact is in the recruiting office, so he hears a lot about what the volunteers are up to.
That Gordon never quite pays off. Yeah.
Jumping to anthropology on me already? Oh, well, good. We all need our own reasons to be out there. But it's not just that. I want to take this opportunity to see how you handle yourself, and for you to learn more about us. I'm going to be sticking with you for this. We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry.
Oh. Yeah, I want to do some things on my own first. Constellation have a salary?
You mean besides the ship, the robot, and a place to stay all rent-free? We do have some funds we can disperse from time to time. Not to mention, I think we can get you a proper suit. We're explorers. We keep a lot of equipment on hand for that purpose. So the more you work with us, the more we can share what we have.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some things on my own first.
Talk to you later.
Save here.
I
I'm gonna
hope
go
you
explore
are
a little bit.
satisfied with the quarters available to you.
Yeah, I still haven't found them, Vasco.
Captain, now that you are a member of Constellation, I am at your service. No additional protocols necessary. Also, given the likelihood that you will be out in unsettled space, it might be beneficial to go over exploration outpost development, in case you ever need to build a base for field research.
True. You miss
My
Barrett?
primary function has been to support and protect Barrett during his travels. I am currently unable to do so. That is as capable as I can be of missing anyone. I believe Barrett would find your question amusing. As per Protocol Indigo, which Barrett invoked on Vectera, your identity has been successfully added to the list of humans considered essential and/or valuable. There is no cause for concern, Captain. I am and will remain at your service.
Very nice. How long have
I
you...
arrived along with many material goods purchased by the group's previous chair, Malcolm Livingstone. Despite several significant system replacements and upgrades, I have been online for 43 years.
That's quite a life. Yeah.
The exploration of an unknown planet can be a major undertaking. By building an outpost, you will be able to construct scanning equipment, resource extractors, and defenses. It is even possible to set up multiple outposts capable of manufacturing, allowing you to build advanced equipment.
How do I know?
A planetary scan will reveal the presence of key inorganic resources, although rarer elements will be harder to find without training. And while a scan may detect the presence of life on a planet, you will have to analyze the native plants and animals yourself to know what compounds they produce. The scan booster is the most obvious, as it will enable you to detect landmarks and other points of interest from further away. Beyond that, extractors will allow you to collect raw materials of various types, while fabricators enable the manufacturing. A particularly prosperous outpost may even warrant the construction of cargo links, allowing you to share resources between other outposts you have built.
Sounds useful.
The blueprints you need to construct an outpost should already be on your watch. It will automatically connect to any available materials for construction in your
Okay.
ship's cargo.
Yeah, I want you on my crew, man. I like you.
Captain, I will proceed to my assigned post.
Manage your crew. Review and change their assignment between your ships and outposts. Oh, okay. Different crew have different skills which enhance your ship or outposts. Okay. Assign crew. Yes. I don't need him to follow me right now because I'm safe, I guess, in New Atlantis. No outpost so far. Sounds good. Alrighty, that is the Constellation. I still haven't found my bed, which I might... I think it should be in here somewhere, since all our other stuff is in here. Is this ours? No, this is owned as well. Can I sleep in owned bed? No. This is typical Bethesda. If it's owned, you can't sleep in. So... where could it be? This is going to the well. Nothing here. So the bed isn't down here. It seems to be up here. And this place is super confusing. Oh, this is the exit. Back in. Oh, it just looked at the time. It seems we're out of time at this point. That was episode 4 of Starfield. I hope you enjoyed it. We met with the Constellation members finally, and I think we're gonna have to talk to Sarah to get her on our crew for the next main mission. I'll probably go around exploring New Atlantis a little bit more, but that will have to happen in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and see you next time.